You feel cramped about it? Do you feel okay. No, bro.
I'm in a corner in my freaking living room, so I thought cramped. That's cramped.
You don't want to know what's my corner, bro. My corner of my room, bro. It's like it's not. I don't even have this space. It's like it's literally the living room, and I just share it with my wife.
My dog is like, he'll open the curtain. I'm like, God damn it, bro, why?
That sounds about right. Yeah, here's what we need to do, bro. We need to have a house. Yeah, that's what we need. And when we do get a house, normally it's not a 3-bedroom house. No. We need to get something more. We need to have a 4-bedroom. Now, when people say like, "Oh, that's crazy talk," just settle with the 3 or 2. What do you need 3? It's like, listen up. I made a pact with my wife. All right, I made a pact. I told her she can redecorate, have whatever furniture, whatever paint color you want on the entire house, as long as I have a room to myself.
Yep, that's exactly.
That's all I need. If I have a freaking room to me where I can put all my Funkos, all of my statues, all of my action figures, all of my cards, everything, and then decorate it into like studio / game room / podcast room / entertainment room, whatever you want, man cave, quote unquote. As long as I have that, do whatever you want. And I make that pact. Now that we say like, oh, we're having a son now, we're having a kid. I told her that we agreed that we're like just one. So it's like, all right, so we got our room to ourselves, we got a room to our kid, and then the third room is supposed to be, for me. But, as time goes by, she's like, no, but I want it for my sister and the kids and, the parents when they come over. And I'm like, sure, why not? Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll take the garage, because if we're having a 3-bedroom, then I'm taking the garage, and it must have a garage. And if we're having a 4-bedroom, that 4-bedroom is automatically mine, and it's not negotiable.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
But that's my pact. Have you made any pact with yours?
Yes. Eventually, yes. To get her a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. She wants a 2-bedroom because she wants to put the dogs in the other room. I don't know why. But a 3-bedroom, so I can have my own little man cave.
Okay.
That way she doesn't bother me or anything and stuff. I can put a little light outside saying, look, I'm recording. Don't come in.
Dude.
But yeah, that's pretty much the fact that I have with her. So.
All right, good. And I mean, whenever your kid comes around, she has a place to stay. Right? All right. Yeah, no, that's on every relationship. You need to have something like that. These are what we call compromise.
Emotional.
You're not gonna win them all. I'll tell you that right now. And you know a lot longer than I have. Like, you're not gonna win them all.
No, you just have to find a common ground with both, with what they want and then what you want, and then there you go.
Well, I'm all about it, bro. So let's get down with the podcast, bro. This is a nice introduction between each other, man. Yeah. So, guys, thank you guys for coming into the podcast. It's a nice way to start off the show. Don't mind us. We've known each other for a long time, and it wasn't for him and his previous experience with being a promoter and here in the Miami scene. Like, I would have been lost. Like, this guy is like legit. I'm not gonna kid you now. You're like one of the first friends that I've met here when I moved into Miami and got into the Miami scene. In that EDM phase that we all have. Guys, and we even interview him on the Lone Wolf podcast, so you guys already know who he is. If you don't know, please say hello and welcome Mr. Angry Trollface. Let's go.
Thank you for having me here.
I'm so happy for you to say, let's come and kick it, man. And I'm so happy that we actually can do it face to face in the podcast, because previously I normally do all my interviews in the through Discord, because it's very convenient for everybody, and I'm all about it. And I feel like not many people do that. I feel like I'm one of the few, if not the only, that whenever I do a podcast with somebody, I don't force them to be with me. Like we can just do it through Discord or Zoom, whatever is convenient. We just and kick it from there.
It was good. I like this. I like the being next to you. It's been a long time since I've seen you and all that, bro. So it's always good to meet up again, man.
Absolutely, man. It's good catching up, man. But so tell me something, because I know I'm on you for quite some time, and you make the switch from being a from a EDM producer, you had several names, to one of the greatest Miami promoters out there for house music and tech house and whatnot, to now also be a streamer.
Yeah.
So what actually led you up to that point to say, you know what, fuck it, let's be a streamer? I'm all about it.
I mean, COVID was the main reason, being at home, but
of course, it has to be. Damn you, COVID.
But that's the reason why when COVID hit, everyone had to figure out what they wanted to do in life. You had 6-7 months to figure it out. And I always wanted to be an actor. So that's my passion. I was on a TV show. I was on Ink Master Angels as the background.
Yes.
I'll still bring that up. All right.
Hey. You can put that in the IGN credits. Don't worry about it.
So I always wanted to be an actor. So the way to get into that, I was like, let me start streaming. And then I started cosplaying while I was streaming. So I started playing Dead by Daylight. I would cosplay as one of the characters on there who's bald as well and has a beard, doing different outfits for him and all that. And I still do that today. So I still dress up as a pirate sometimes. When I played Diablo, I dressed up as a druid. So it's just something that it made me feel comfortable and bringing joy to people's faces. I used to go to Comic-Cons and dress up at Comic-Cons. And when I saw people, enjoying me and just like, oh, can I take a picture with you? I like your outfit. I like this. I'm like, shit, let me just get on streaming and see what it's all about.
Right. So, that's actually pretty cool, man. And I actually like the fact that you're doing something that you love to do. Like that, as far as I know, I always know you that you like to dress up for not just in the cons, but even in back in the day in the EDM festivals, like in the EDCs, the Ultras, the Life in Colors. Whoa, that doesn't exist anymore. I remember that you were very into dressing up for the part, and I know that people always stop you to say, can I take a picture with you? So it's pretty cool that not only you had that over there, you also have that here in the concert, and now you bring it over to the streaming world. So let me ask you, because I know this is something that everybody started to do. This is all when COVID happened, pandemic happened, all hell break loose, and let's go to the internet. That's how my love for start doing podcasts started. Just pandemic. I just picked up a microphone, not this one. This one's nice. Not the other one that I had was crap. But I just did it. Even I never intend to do the podcast to be interview based. I just started to grab a mic and start talking about my life, my experience with the industry, how shitty it is or how shady it is, and all the ups and downs and all the people that I've met that have been great to my life and all the people that are being bad to me in my life, that they did dirt to me. And I just picked that up. And then later on, when I started having people over, it switched to became a whole interview-based podcast. You've seen it from people like Nitty Gritty all the way to our homies, Big and Slim, and to now it's Father Mercy, to now later on to other artists that I've done. I never intended to be just an interview-based. I had a curriculum or a pitch for the podcast. I say, there's gonna be times I'll have a guest. I didn't plan that it's gonna be every episode. Did that something similar came to you when you started streaming when you started playing Dead by Daylight, or you already you were always into Dead by Daylight and then you just went into that horror fandom?
So I liked horror movies and everything like that back in the day, but I would watch a streamer and I'm like, oh, this game actually looks pretty cool. I can actually do some stuff with it. And then it got to the point that, you start playing the same game repetitive. What can I do with it? Well, I'm going to start doing memes with it. I'm going to start doing different builds with it. I started finding different avenues to do with it. And then it now made me, play other horror games as well. And then obviously now branch out to what I'm doing now on my channel.
Right. So, and was Dead by Daylight the only game that you just oh yeah, this is the one? Or do you actually had other stuff other than that one?
That was my main game for the first 2 years of my streaming. I would drop 1 or 2 games here and there, but that was the main one. I would make videos of the best build to do this. If you're, this new thing came out or this new perk came out, what to do. Dead by Daylight new updates. So I was really pushing towards that to kind of figure out what I was going to do in streaming. So.
And that actually got you a lot of popularity playing Dead by Daylight in the streaming world. Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, I definitely had a lot of people coming to my channel. A lot of people watch the videos and all that. So it kind of triggered some things in my mind.
That's actually pretty cool because that's the old say, like, be good at this one thing, and if you master that one thing, like, you can master other things, but be good at that one thing that you started. So that's almost the same how you did. You became very well known in Dead by Daylight, and everybody just like wanna pitch in and be with you on that streaming world, which is actually pretty cool. Because not many people do that. Many people will just go by I do Dead by Daylight, and then I'll go some other game. And then I'll go some other game. And then I'll go some other game. It's like, well, there's I don't know if there will be a level of consistency at that point.
So what I've been seeing a lot of people do now, which is, one thing they need to understand. Fallout 76 came out, the TV show, or Fallout.
Yeah.
What everybody do, they all play Fallout. There's so many times I can watch a streamer start a Fallout game and see the same beginning of a game every single time. It gets to a point that, all right, I already saw this. I don't want to see it again. So you start losing people, because they're just running into whatever is popular right now.
Gotcha.
So what substance are you bringing into it, that's different than what the other person's bringing? And I feel like that's what a lot of people are like falling on or relying on. They're relying on, I'm seeing this on TikTok. Let me do the same thing.
Yeah, just have what's trending. What's trending right now? Oh, this. All right, then let me do stuff that's correlate to that.
Yep. So I think that's where people really fall off, is that they're trying to jump onto a trend, and it's like, it doesn't really work. I do a lot of analytics. I do a lot of, watching videos. I do a lot of studying and stuff like that. Now I actually got structured into like my streams and all that. So like every Thursday is retro games. So I'll play, I played Aladdin recently. I'm playing Darkwing Duck next. I'm going to play whatever NES game I want to play for, December. Saturday is RPG weekend. So people already know, hey, I want to see an old school retro game. I'm going to go see, Troll on a Thursday. Oh, I love Final Fantasy 9. I'm going to go watch them on a Saturday. And then Tuesday is usually kind of like, the random variety game that I play. But it's giving people a structure, and people, I'm bringing something into it. What am I bringing? Nostalgia.
Yes.
Shit, I remember when I played Final Fantasy 9. Oh, who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite? It's bringing that up. It's not playing, let's play Dragon Age right now. Guys, we're going to be playing. Everyone's seeing the same Dragon Age over and over and over again. So it's like, what are you bringing different? And you can do things like that. You can tell people, hey, look, today we're going to be doing this game without, a speed run. We're going to do it, or we're going to do it without jumping, or without this, So it's kind of like trying to bring out different things to it. So.
Does it mean that the light came out?
I think the light got lighter or changed.
Okay, yeah. Don't mind us. We're talking about horror movies and games and whatnot, and
Just, I don't know. Maybe the horror, are mad at me because I switched a little bit from horror and now playing other stuff. So I'll play a horror retro game if you guys want.
Hey, we'll play a horror, all right? Chill. That bro, I when I started seeing your horror games you playing at the stream, and the other day when I saw Phasmophobia, I commented it and on your video, and I told you, it's like, I wasn't kidding around when I told you that I played that game for the first time, with no expectation, not knowing what the fuck, and everything that you've done, it's like, yeah, that's exactly how it went down. Like, that game is completely terrifying for me. It sounds stupid. I know.
No, it's terrifying.
But it's terrifying. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know what Phasmophobia, the game itself, is all about, basically you're a bunch of ghost hunters or something?
The ghost hunters going into a house. You have objectives to do.
Yeah, and then, the main objective in all this is find out what's the ghost, the demon, the yokai, the whatever entity that's in the house. You need to identify it and know what it is before people start to die.
And you're starting to do different things. You're using different items like an EMF reader. If there's a cold, is it not? So it's cool. And I mean, that's another way. Phasmophobia, you play with your friends. It's a very good way to do it. If you're on TikTok or all these other things, you can do it like, on TikTok, for once we get 10,000 likes or whatever, 10,000 hearts, I'll drop all the items I have, or I'll sit in the house when the ghost is hunting. That's the type of thing you got to start doing. And I mean, those type of games are great to do that, especially when you're playing with your friends. Like, lock your friend in a room. You know, hey guys, if you guys, for every sub that we get, I'll lock my friend in a room.
Bruh.
Or I'll start taunting the ghost. It's what But that's the way it works. Like you have to give people a reason. Like for people that are like on TikTok is the worst for streaming unless you have a reason to get people to watch. Either if you like it, do this. If you give me a galaxy, I'll do this. So that's how a lot of people, if you're watching streamers, they're always giving a value to it. So if you throw me a galaxy, I will literally lock in Wolf's in here in a room and call out the ghost and say the ghost in the room by himself, go kill him or go hunt him.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Or give me a sign, whatever.
Bro, you'll hear the clipping coming out of your stream of me screaming out of my lungs. That I kid you not, the one time that it has happened, I had to play it loud. I was like, all right, lights out. I'm in closed doors in my room, playing on the PC with my cousins, and the whole time, I kid you not, the whole time, my only two weapons were the cross and I forgot what was the other thing. There was some other. It was some
Essence?
other essence, probably. It was something that like I'm like the guy that like
stop. Don't help me.
The power of Christ compel you. Like, don't get near me. All right. No, I'm not the guy. And I hate that this game doesn't give me the option. Like, give me a freaking weapon so I can shoot.
Hold up.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
The thing is, so people are like, "Oh, you guys are probably the scaredy cats." No, you're wearing. We're playing on headphones. That's the thing. So when we're playing it, we're not on our TV. If it's on our TV and I'm not in my headphones, but when I have it on my headphones, and I hear a whisper on this side of my ear and then on this side of my ear, trust me, you're gonna freak out. So
imagine my two Yamaha speakers.
Yeah. It's like no.
People don't realize this, and I have to say this. Horror movies are not the same as it used to be back then. Back then it was a little scary. Now it's a little bit more
like cartoonish type of thing.
Yeah.
It's more flashing lights now than anything when it comes to horror movies now.
And most of the time those jump scares are like very predictable.
Yep.
Like there's no way. Versus playing a horror game, the tonality is different. Like the feel of it, it's different. I mean, PT. It's so simple. The game is so simple, yet I get shitless every time I play it. Even if I don't have it anymore, I used to play it whenever I had to. That game is so simple, yet it was scary because the levels of anxiety. Because you don't know when Lisa comes over and like it's right behind you. And all you gotta do is make one wrong turn and Lisa's right in front of you. So imagine having that freaking scary ass face on you like this, and you're just like playing on it. Like, come on, bro.
And that's what I like about video games compared to horror movies now, is video games are giving that element that you never know when you turn your back, there might be someone there, or you're watching through a people and the person just walks right by, So
no, it's especially the horror games that you cannot do anything, other than run and hide. Like that's all. Yet. So it kind of makes it a little bit more realistic. Because come on, how many times have you seen a horror movie that you have a weapon that you can definitely take down the bad guy? It's like sometimes it doesn't go the way you expect it to go, and then and some of these horror games. It's like, okay, there's a little bit of feel of realism out of it because it's like, imagine that you're literally there playing the character and you can't do anything. And that's exactly the level of anxiety that you get. So guys, it's a lot of video games are very scary and they don't give enough credit. Some of them may look goofy because of the graphics, but obviously they came from indie games. So the whole point is to like, to talk about it, to brag about it, it's like how stupid it is, but you're still playing it, right?
Perfect example. I Five Nights at Freddy, which is the other one, Poppy Playtime.
Ooh, my God, yeah.
You don't do anything. I freaked out going into the tunnel right before the end of the first chapter. You're going into the tunnel. It's a character that doesn't freak you out, and then it just jumps you and freaks you out. So those type of games, like I said, it's goofy looking, but it will make you freak out.
It'll do its job. Hey, I love the FNAF franchise. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I think it's like one of those few horror games that I started like not play, but watch to play. especially like along with the Slenderman pages. Like those are like one of the few that I remember, and I grew up watching those. And yeah, the anxiety, even though I'm not the one playing, I get like, yo, they press the button, then they close the door, and then you have a freaking stuffed bear animatronic trying to go screaming at you, and you're like, ah. So imagine when you're doing that in the public library.
Don't do that in the public library.
Just don't do that, and you'll get asked to get
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I'm just saying, horror stories for my life.
Emotional damage.
I feel like not a lot of people like give enough credit for those video games, and I feel like there's just so much out there, that hasn't been explored, which like it leads me to like my question to one of the things that topics I want to talk about, because the other day I saw a list that I judged it, but I didn't judge it enough because I only know some of the games, and I feel like some games should be better than others, but I'm not in that realm. And I said in the podcast when I looked at the list, it's like, if I can bring you over, let me go look over, and you tell me whether this list is shit or is like it's kind of accurate. And if you never know or wonder, I hate IGN.
Yeah, IGN is the worst. I mean, what was it? The Mario game that just came out, Mario and Luigi. They give it a 5, and then like every other one gave it a 9. And I'm like, oh, this game's not gonna be game of the year this year, but now everyone gave them a 9. So it's like,
it gave so many shitty reviews because it showed what was the game? Conquer.
Yes.
It gave Conquer such a great review and gave Black Wukong a bad review. Yeah. And then when it came into reality, Black Wukong exceeded expectations, and Conquer was so bad that they had to shut down the server. So I was like, seriously, guys? And we're talking about the same company that said so many great reviews about Cyberpunk. It's like, oh, it's amazing, this and that. And when then it came out, it's so glitchy that nobody played.
It's sad because every time I'll stream, people will come into my chat and go, hey, Cyberpunk's on sale right now. I go, I hate you. I paid $60 when that game came out, and I played more than 2 hours, so Steam will not give me back my money.
Yo.
So,
So that's exactly why most of us have our own reasons for hating IGN. And it's not just the fucking games they have a shitty review. It's also video movies and TV shows. Like the other day that we're gonna talk about later, The Penguin. They give it a 5 out of 10 on the last episode, the finale. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
5 out of 10 on the finale, in which I feel like, bro, that was like a solid 9.
Yeah, I don't like IGN anymore. Don't follow IGN.
And here's the thing: there was a time when IGN was pretty good, and it was like all right, but somewhere in the middle, it just died.
I think it's with Nintendo Power being gone, Electronic Gaming Monthly's being gone. Game Informer being gone, like all these magazines that you used to get.
The competition.
They're all gone. Like GameStop doesn't do any more of those magazines anymore. So it's like, who are you going to rely on? Oh, let's go to IGN or Metacritic is the other one.
Metacritic. Was the other one Gamerant? No.
Gamerant.
GameSpot too. I forgot GameSpot. But
I don't see GameSpot that much anymore.
That's the thing. So I think I see it like, oh shit, it's GameSpot is still a thing? Oh wow. Well, scrolling Twitter, it's like, oh yeah, it's still active.
It's still a thing, yeah.
Yeah. But the one I usually see the most is IGN. It's like, Twitter, why? Why do I need to see IGN as much as my feed? I don't need to. I don't care. All it's gonna do is gonna give me like my boil.
Yeah.
But again, if it makes content out of this, we'll make content out of it. So I got the top 25 horror games that they say. Hold on, the best horror game ever made.
Ever made. Oh, okay.
Ever made. So keep that in mind.
All
right. Do you want to start from the last to first, or you want to start first to last?
We can start first to last because I really want to see what they're putting in the top 10.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Guys, I already give my opinions, but now we're gonna have more discussion with Mr. Angry Trophies because this is his round. This is his round. So now we can give a proper criticism to IGN. Number 1. Do you want to guess more or less, or you want me to tell you?
Top. It has to be Resident Evil 2.
as number 1.
Yes.
Number 2,
Okay.
the remake.
Okay, that's fine.
Remake is number 2. Number 1 is the original Silent Hill 2.
I would put that in the top 5. I wouldn't think it would be number 1.
Mhm.
But okay, that's doable.
Number 1, yeah. And I thought it was like, oh, it has to be the new Silent Hill, but no, it doesn't say, because on number 2 says Resident Evil 2 2019 version.
Okay.
So it's like they'll tell you if it's the remake, they'll put it on the side. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. I bet. So number 2 is that. Number 3, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is gonna be a great.
It's
show,
not
man.
bad. It's not
This is gonna
bad.
be great,
but all the
bro.
Amnesia games are to me
almost the same.
they're all the same and they're trash. Like I played the Bunker. It wasn't bad. I think the Bunker was a lot more scary than Dark Descent, but I mean, I played Dark Descent.
Isn't that the one that's like the most notable or recognizable? of them
yeah.
all? So I feel like that's why they put it there. But it's a disfigured pig following you.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I would have Visage somewhere up there. Probably. That's probably way down the list.
Let me tell you, Visage is in the list, but it's nowhere near the top.
Well, it's like 18th.
I'll tell you later.
Wow.
When we get
Bad.
there. We're up to a great start. Number 4. Do you want to guess or should I tell you?
So what is it?
PT.
PT. Okay. All right.
I'm okay PT to be in the top 5 because I'll be honest. PT opened up the doors for so many games.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get it that there's other better horror games or other horror games that have opened other games. I get that aspect. But guys, like Konami, at that time, fuck Konami. If you don't know how much hatred I have with Konami, now you know.
Oh, okay.
Because Konami are the ones that, kick Hideo Kojima because Kojima is having too much control and power.
Yeah.
And also, Konami are the same people who make or imprint Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Okay.
So I'm in my world in the TCG, I hate Konami, and mostly everybody does. But once in a while, you get some Konami agents or that they love what Konami is doing. I'm like, you get the button for that.
Yeah.
And anybody who does, hold on, let me get a pause. You get the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And when you don't know, whenever I say you get the button, I insert like a sound effect, and it's DJ Khaled say, "You congratulations, you played yourself." Just so you where if I sometimes I like pause for a moment, you're like, "Are you having a stroke?" So PT opened up the doors for a lot of games, and at least in the future current games, because PT, if it wasn't for PT, Visage wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 wouldn't been a thing. Like
no.
it was at that moment that Capcom took advantage and revamped the series itself and like came back to its glory days. And now with Village and the confirmed leaked rumor Resident Evil 9, now Resident Evil is back at it again with the horror franchise-esque thing, and at the same time, you're shooting stuff, but it has that perfect balance. So people don't realize how important PT was for our culture. Number 5, which I could be like, sure, Dead Space.
Yes.
The original.
Yes. Yes, 100%. I never beat it. It freaks me out. So
did you play the remake?
No, I've not played the remake.
I want to play the remake.
Yeah, I think
they say that there's like additional footage or additional like story to it in the original that makes like that when people who played the couple of Dead Space games and played this one, they'll be like, oh, now I understand. Now it makes more sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like that's one game that I want to play whenever I have a chance. Number 6, Alien Isolation.
Yes, I would 100% put that number 6, number 10, top 10 for sure. I played it on stream once. It freaks you out because any sound you make, the alien will hear it, stuff like that. So it's good.
Does that one come with the like if you make a sound from you, would they able to hear it or no? It's just the sounds that you make when you're walking.
Sounds like you make you're walking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that would be no. Bro.
But like any little sound, they'll like trigger.
Oh,
So-
hell no. I like the Alien franchise. Like they're very good. You saw the movie?
The last one, no, I've not watched the last one yet.
So I saw it on 4DX. Let me tell you, it's a hell of a ride. It's a ride. I didn't realize how much motion came out of that movie after.
I've never wanted to do a 40X thing because like I feel like I have popcorn. Like
Oh no! You're supposed to eat the popcorn before.
Like I'm wondering how people watch Twister watching that, on that type of thing.
I watched the first Matrix in the 4DX. We were in New York Comic Con with my cousins back in 2019. And we came out, we were just walking, and then we saw this thing called 4DX. It was the first thing that came out in New York. So we went to one of the Regal cinemas in New York in Times Square, and they had Matrix on it. We all saw Matrix. So it was like, why not?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the amount of movement that you can't come out of that, like you literally feel like you're there. Like their shit was state of the art. Like you feel the wind, you feel the bullets coming forward, the rain, like you get like rain, you get the motion of walking, and then you go.
Oh, shit.
There was a time in which, again, this is like, we're talking about midnight at that point, after a long day in New York in Comic-Con. So the pouring parts of the movie, I already saw it. So I'm just like, took like a 5-minute nap. And all of a sudden, So imagine my surprise when that the boring part just like stopped, and then the whole thing's like shit that I feel like I was gonna go forward.
I'm about to go take my girl to one of those without her knowing. Without her knowing. It's maybe more of an experience.
Should tell her that it's like, yo, I hear that it's better than IMAX.
There we go. So.
Believe it or not, you feel the environment, the audio coming from it, like it's all surrounded, and you feel like when I say the ambience itself, it's like you're there. Like if there's like a scene where there's birds chirping, you can hear the birds chirping next to you.
Oh shit!
And if it's on the right side, you'll hear it on the right side. If it's on the left, you'll hear it like that. Like they did a great job on doing that 4DX experience. And I've come a couple movies like Bullet Train. 100% I went on 4DX with my cousin. That movie I cracked up. That was a great movie, man. And then when I did Romulus, I was like, okay, now I'm getting a little motion sickness.
Yep.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So I don't recommend it. On movies that it's gonna be a lot of movement, if you're got to that point that you get motion sickness out of stuff like that, then I don't recommend it. Okay. Other than that, if you want to test it as like your first time, let's have the chuckle, the laugh experience.
Okay.
But it has to be a movie that you won't care much about the plot, and it's all about action, and you're just there to enjoy it. Because I don't think it will be good if you watch a movie on 4DX where the whole premise of the movie, there's a plot, and you need to understand the plot, and halfway through the plot, you're just like. So imagine watching Doctor Strange on 4DX.
Oh.
you will lose that, like the concept. It's like, wait, what happens to Scarlet Witch? Why is she a bad guy? I missed the whole thing. I was like trying to hold for dear life. I'm saying. Back to this. We said the number 7 or no? We say number 6.
It was Alien, yeah.
All right, Alien started. So number 7 is Outlast.
100%. I would actually put that one probably over Amnesia. Because it's freaky. Because you run out of battery. It is pitch black. You are trying to run away from a cop with a freaking, or whoever you're trying to run away from. Yeah, I know, Outlast.
I will remove Amnesia from the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because when I saw the other tops, it was like, I don't know much of some of them. I know a few of them. But I feel like some of them deserve a way better spot than where they are. This is just one of them. We'll get to it. Number 8, Left 4 Dead 2. I had to disagree on that one, unless you played it.
I don't think it's
Left 4 Dead, the sequel, the second one.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but when I put it
as a horror game, the best horror game ever made.
No, because it didn't give you like those jumps like Resident Evil did.
Right.
Or Silent Hill with the ambiance of the music and all that. So I wouldn't. There's other games I think that will be more Because that was like pretty much like Back 4 Blood. You're just running around, shooting things, and that's it. There was no like jump scares or anything like that that really freaked you out. So I would not. No.
As the best horror game ever made.
No.
I agree. And when I did the pod, it's like, bro, I will eliminate that one altogether because like it's a zombie game. Like your home objective is zombie. Like what's the scary aspect is already gone. It's already out the window. You know you're expecting that shit. Now if you put like Last of Us in there, debatable, but I can see why because when I saw the Rat King for the first time, I freaked out. I was like, what the hell is this? Yep. This amalgamation of whatever that crap. We can make an argument of that. But this one in particular, I feel like it's like hundreds of zombies trying to come over to you and you try to shoot them.
Yeah. There's no aspect to it. Like Last of Us, like you were saying, like you will have those clickers, like, they hear a sound, oh crap. Yeah. Now they're running after you. Now you're freaking out because you have something running at you. That's scary. Last of Us didn't give you that. I don't think they give you that element. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, no. I agree with you on the disagreement of that game. No, it shouldn't even be that. And even title as the best horror. No, not. There's other modes that they're better. Number 9 is Resident Evil 4, not the remake. 4. I have like mixed feelings on that one too, because when I played it for the first time, like I didn't sense a feel of a like horror aspect of it. It's more shooter than anything. It is. I mean, there are some aspects into the game that brought that horror aspect into it. 2 is obviously the best one of them all. Yeah. 4, I think, was the only other one that will probably give you something like that. Maybe 1 as well. The other games pretty much like 4's, 7, Village, all those didn't give you any of that. So I think wouldn't disagree. I just don't think it's a top. Was it 10? Is number 9? Number 9. Yeah, I would not put it as a top 10 in my place. All right. So I'm with you on that. Well, number 10 is Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes. 100%. That one deserves a spot. Yeah. And the 11 is actually the first Resident Evil game. That one I would agree. Yeah. 100%. That's good. That's one of the few that everybody knows the franchise of how the zombies start to like crack up and look at you. Like everybody, it's an iconic scene. Everybody knows, and you're on a mansion where there's like literally traps in there, and then you like any corner could be a wrong turn. Traps. I mean, you had the one hit monster. I forgot the word. Were the wolves? Not the wolves. The red zombie ones. The crimson. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you had all that. Damn. It's that one 100% should be. I would put that one over 4 if we were to put it in the top 10 like that. So replaced Amnesia. You can put PT as number 3 and then 4 Resident Evil. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Number 12, Forbidden Siren 2. I've never played that. Neither. I don't know that one. That's what I was like, okay, I have to ask it. He must know. I have not played that one. All right. So we don't even know. But again, I feel like whatever this game is, I feel like there's more that deserve the spot. Number 13 is Clock Tower, the first one. Yes. That was a good one. I would put that for sure in that realm, yeah. In that middle section, yeah, that's worth it. Okay. 14, Soma. I've never played that. But I feel like I've heard of that name. I've heard the game. I've heard of it. I feel like Soma is something similar to Visage or one of those type of games that, you're in a place and you have to solve the mystery of how this person died. Okay. And then all of a sudden you're being attacked by the person that died. So Soma is like one of those. So I feel like I don't know if it deserves that high of a praise. I feel like there's other franchises that are better on that praise. But you'll see. Okay. Number 15, Alan Wake 2. Yes. You feel like it's a high on the 15, a best horror game? Yeah. I mean, any Alan Wake. Alan Wake 1 was very good. Alan Wake 2, I didn't know it was a horror game. I thought it was more of a detective. Well, it is, but there's horror elements to it. Oh, really? Yeah. There'll be things turning off. The lights turn off, turns back on. There's a monster right there in front of you, or a creature. Oh, so, yeah. It brings that horror element out there. So Alan Wake 100%.
Okay.
So I'm still being a little surprised right now that we have not had one Dark Picture anthology game in the top 25. I just realized that right now. After you said Adam Wade, I'm like, wait a second.
Well, you want to know what number 16 is?
Which one?
It's not part of the Dark Anthology, I'll tell you that. But this game opened the doors for the Dark Anthology series.
Which one will be that one?
Until Dawn.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
The remake or the regular?
No,
It doesn't
regular.
matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
They're both
They're
great.
both good. Yeah.
So yeah, that's 100%.
I played all the Dark Anthology series, like which one's the first one? Medan?
Metal of Medan.
Metal of
Then you
Medan.
had The Little Hope.
The Little Hope. Oh my God, Little Hope.
That was the best one of them all.
Jesus.
House of Ashes. I just played
House
it recently.
of Ashes. And then the fourth one was
The Devil in Me.
The Devil in Me. Devil in Me was very psychological
Yes.
shit. I was like, whoa, this is so fucked up.
Out of all of them, Little Hope.
Little Hope, 100%.
And the next one, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the new one.
I know there's a next one, but I haven't seen it.
It's in space.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Nani?
Yeah, there's one coming out in space right now. So.
Wait, right now?
No, it's going to come out next year, but it's going to be in space.
So they already put a trailer of it. So
Yeah.
like, why so early? They could have just, what?
Yeah, so usually when they finish a game out, so like I think after the Devil in Me, they'll put a
Yeah.
trailer out, like a teaser of what the next one should be.
That's
But
how
they
it, that's how it happened with Little Hope.
Yeah.
Like I saw that the next game was House of Ashes, but it wasn't gonna release until next year.
Yep.
I don't
So-
understand why they give us that. Like,
I mean, I think they'll probably give us a little bit more in the Game Awards when they come out. I think in December when the awards happen. They'll
oh
probably,
yeah, December 12th. Tomorrow, at the time that we're recording, this is a Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, is gonna be the nominees,
Yep.
which I'm happy to discuss that later on another time with
Yeah.
you. Wow, yeah, Little Hope was the best. I can that whole space aspect. No, bro, if anxiety is over you off the roof. The fact that you're already in space, that there's literally no exit.
Yep.
There is no exit.
And I think that you're choosing what to happen in the game, so it's gonna give you that element of even more scary. It's not like Alien Isolation. You can pick what you're doing or something like that, or other games or Dead Space that you're walking around. This is you're choosing, and whatever outcome you choose is gonna relay on what's gonna happen. So I can't wait.
No.
I'm so surprised it's not in the top at least 15. Little Hope, at least. I'm a little surprised about that.
I'm surprised that it's not even on the list.
It's on the list.
No, yeah, no, because Little Hope, it was fucked up, and there was so many plot twists out of it that you didn't even see it coming.
No, there was a lot of plot twists and a lot of things that jumped out at you that scared the crap out
Oh
of you.
hell yeah!
So it's like, why would you not put that game on there?
No, they didn't give again. Who are we talking about?
IGN.
Yeah, okay. But they put on. They put Until Dawn's, which is like, okay, you better. Yeah, all right.
Don't tell me the Quarry's in there.
Which one?
The Quarry?
Oh my God. You played that one?
Yeah, I did play
I
that
loved
one.
it.
Yeah, but don't tell me that's on the list because if it isn't,
No.
okay. Because I'm like, if you didn't put Little Hope and you put the Quarry in, I'm like, the Quarry's good.
Yeah,
but-
no, the game is good, but I wouldn't put it like as horrifying
Yeah.
as Little Hope. Like I feel Little Hope have more of that aspect. No.
Okay.
But number 17 is it's one of your favorite games.
Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, let me ask you about Dead by Daylight. Do you consider that big of a horror game?
Look, when you're working on a generator and you have Ghostface that can not trigger a heartbeat, so you don't know what's around you, and he just grabs you from the gen,
Oh,
yeah, it's scary.
okay.
So there's Ghostface, there's the pig from Saw, and Michael Myers that they have no heartbeat on them, and now there's perks as well that will hide the heartbeat depending on certain things.
Oh,
So yeah, when you have a freaking big bull coming at you and you didn't know he was there, yeah, it's freaky.
okay.
The ring freaks you out as well. You're working on a generator.
The ring chick is in that game?
Yeah, so there's a TV and like you have to take out the videotape to turn off the TVs and then put it into another TV before it gets to a certain level. If not, she can automatically kill you.
Oh,
Hold up.
So
Wait a minute.
I'm working on a generator and out of nowhere she's just popping out of the TV because she can transform to different TVs.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so no, yeah, there's
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
for that franchise to be out still. I think they're on their 7th, 8th year. They're still popping out stuff. which is great.
Oh God!
Mhm.
Wait, even the Grudge is in there or no?
No, so it's the Ring is in there. Michael Myers. They just brought Pinhead, Chucky, Leatherface is in there. Ghostface,
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger's in there.
Okay, good. They haven't put the Grudge. No, that'll be
Yeah.
a lot more. That has to be the worst one.
They just put Belmont and Dracula into the game as well.
What?
Yeah,
They put Belmont in there?
yeah,
For
Dracula.
what? For you to fight against Dracula?
Yeah, so Belmont has certain perks that he can use, and like he works in the gens and stuff like that. And then Dracula will transform into like a wolf, or he transforms into I think bats.
Bro,
So
Dracula is OP.
yeah, so they're doing a lot of cool stuff with it.
All right, cool. Well, number 18 is the second favorite game you played.
Second favorite game. It's a Visage finally.
It's Visage. It's close. We're getting closer to Visage. A number 18 is Phasmophobia.
Oh God.
Look, I'm not that big of a horror game guy. I'm not an expert in all this, but as a casual consumer, I feel Phasmophobia should be a little bit more higher in the list than being 18.
I think it should. The reason why, because I think there was another game that came out, which I played, that was like Phasmo. They upgraded everything. They made it look like nicer and cuter than Phasmo. I forgot the name of it. I have played it before, but everything was repetitive. So like once you walked into the house, you're like, oh, I know the ball's gonna, if I say that play with me, the ball's gonna come down. If I walk into this room, like you already kind of told. Phasmo would not do that. Like Phasmo, no matter where you're at, it was something different all the time. So you couldn't like walk into the farmhouse and you knew, oh, if I do this, it's like
So it's a different spirit. It don't matter.
Yeah, like Phasmo was always different, which is the reason why Phasmo
got the popularity.
It got the popularity because it's never repetitive. So, there's 20 different spirits. You walk into the house, they're doing different things. They're in different rooms.
Okay.
So I think Phasmo should have been maybe top 10, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I think
it should be a little bit higher than being that 18. That's like a little bit too low.
Especially now that they've added like different elements. Like I remember back in the day.
They keep adding more stuff now.
Yeah, before it was only the regular house, the farmhouse, and the prison. Now they have a campground.
Yes.
So they're adding more elements to it and they just continue. And it's good. So
number 19, you finally guessed it. It's Visage.
The one game you have no weapons besides a freaking, what is it, camera, and you're taking pictures.
Oh my God.
Just to have light.
The pictures. Yes.
And then after a while, it runs out of battery and you're like wondering what do I do now? Because you have no light. So yeah, no, it's.
And the fact that in Visage, like when you take the pictures, it's the only way to stop the entity.
Yep.
If you don't take the pictures, the entity's just going to come close.
That or a lighter or something like that. It's like, no.
Oh no. See, that's why I feel like Visage is way too low to be on that list and it should be a lot higher.
At least top 15. I wouldn't put it all the way 19, but.
I agree. Again, we're talking about IGN. Number 20 is Inside. You've heard of that one?
Inside, no.
It just says Inside. It doesn't say anything other than it just says Inside. But I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, and I feel like whatever this game is shouldn't be in the list.
No, I don't think so.
Number 21, Manhunt.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Actually, it's funny because one of my friends is actually playing that. It is a very good game.
Really?
Yeah. So
it has that horror element in it?
It has a horror element into it. Yeah. So yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
At least in the top 25 for sure.
All right. Well, number 22, I feel like I disagree, but I just don't remember much of that game when I played it. Condemned Criminal Origins from the ad spots.
I
think a little bit too high on the list, right?
Yeah, I don't even think it's probably top 25 when you put it into the list. So I wouldn't. No.
I agree.
Like, let me ask you a question. I just remember this. Is Fear on there?
Bro, did you know that I flip out when I saw this list? Because they didn't put Fear in it. The first Fear, not the second or the third. The first one.
So let me explain to you. Fear was a game that came out on the PC. I bought it on the PC. I think that's when PCs had CDs, right? CDs.
Yeah, CDs. Because I played the PlayStation version of it, the free version.
The first part of the game, you're running around and all you see is that little girl just walk out and she just burns every single person in the game. And you're just like, what? Like, it just freaked you out. Like, it was literally like Call of Duty, but like more like
a supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural. It freaked you out. Like, you were going to, like, you'll see how she was like being tortured and stuff like that, and she'll like kill the doctor and stuff. If that's on the list, I mean that would take over whatever you had at whatever came after Manhunt, for sure.
I flip out when I saw this list when I recorded the episode, because I tell you that Fear was probably one of my all-time favorite horror games that I've ever played in my life, and it's because I felt literally the fear.
Yeah,
like I felt, and in the fitness, like not only did I feel the fear, like I had no excuse because I had a weapon.
Yeah,
so I have the weapon. I have the necessary weapons. It's like, all right, you can shoot. Go ahead. And every time you see the little girl coming in, you shoot at it. It's like, I'm like,
yeah. It probably brought out the whole entire element for Dead Space to come out, and all these other games. I would put that game over Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, 100%. yeah, I agree.
Because that gave you the element. Yeah, you had a game that was like a shooter, like a Call of Duty, but it gave you a different element.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's oh my God, bro. I was thinking about the whole entire game when we were talking about the list, and then it just popped in my head. I'm like, fear.
Like fear. Yeah, no, bro. I threw a flip. I threw a fit out of it because no, not even a top 25. That's what makes me upset. So this Condemned game, and I remember playing a little bit on the Xbox when it came out. Like it was more psychological than horror than anything. Yeah. Like, and I didn't see more about the horror aspect out of it. But you know, what the hell do we know, right?
Oh, that's what people in IGN get paid for.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get a job at IGN just to make these shitty intakes opinions, bro, and get paid out of it. Sign me up. The fuck. Number 23 is The Evil Within.
Okay. I can go with that. On 23, I can go with that.
Leave it right there.
That's fine.
I don't know if I made a comment out of it. I feel like I felt when I played The Evil Within, it wasn't more of a horror to me, but more of a psychological thriller. Yeah. It was more of like, holy fuck, what in the twisted shit are you doing here?
Yeah, well, I mean, but it works. Yeah. I think it works in there. So
number 24, Slender, the 8 Pages.
Yes.
You think it's okay to put it that?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a top 25 game.
Okay.
So.
And number 25, Stay Out of the House.
Nani?
What is and you still have no Little Hope. There's no hope for Little Hope, but you can stay out of the house. The whole entire game told you what to do right there. Stay out of the house. I'm going inside the house. There's no reason for me to play it. Like, I wonder if the game starts that you're there in the beginning and you're like outside the house and it's like the game is stay out of the house. All right, cool. I beat the game already.
All right, I beat the game.
I'm outside the house. Jesus.
IGN's the top 25 best horror games ever made. So keep that in mind. Did they say top 25 horror games? It may be very subjective because from time to time horror games do come up and the list can potentially change based on popularity.
But that list is basically off of like last year because I think Avalon Wake 2 came out last year. So it's 1 year off. And I think this year we had no horror games that came out that were worth putting on a list.
And you know what's funny is like I took this on October 24th.
Yeah.
So obviously they put it out there as of like, hey, like here's IGN's, October since it's Halloween. But you know what? You may be onto something because IGN is very notable of reposting the same article a week later after they already posted.
Yeah. So
maybe we're reacting a little bit too late out of this.
No, because nothing came out this year. So I think that list is correct. I mean, from their eyes, not mine. But
not for the general consensus. It is not. I feel like that list is dog shit at best. Because I feel like again, Little Hope, Fear.
We didn't hear Poppy Playtime either.
No, we did it.
That's another one. Why wouldn't you?
And again, like I said, if it's a horror top 25 best horror games, sure. No, they categorize it as like the best as ever made. Period. Like they say that there's no other games better than this.
No, there's a lot, but
no, there's a whole lot.
That's them. Jesus.
Well, we can circle around that for later content, but now do you want to switch it to the top 25 horror movies ever made.
Okay.
From IGN.
Bruh.
Oh my God. Once you say IGN, it just makes me like. I just do this for comic relief right now because I really want to know what they feel.
This is content based, bro. Do it for the content, you know.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead.
And just for anybody who knows, I watch horror movies like literally all day because that's all my girlfriend wants to watch. I go to sleep and I'll wake up in the middle of the night with her watching Terrifier.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I hear a chainsaw. What's going on here? Or in the middle of the night, I hear Freddy Krueger, talking, and I think it's in my dream, and it's not. It's actually just a movie that she put on to go to bed with. So yeah.
This is exactly why I had to do this with you, because I know with my other guest co-host Mike, he doesn't like horror games or horror movies. He's not into it. So, and then my other cousins, like, it's very hard for me to get them over the show. And normally when he comes over, we talk a lot more Pokemon TCG related stuff or Comic-Con experiences that we tend to go from time to time. So yeah, doing this list was just so perfect to do it with you. Because like, I know you're the horror expert. I was like, I can only do this comic relief with you and you only, you know? So again, we're doing this as of, again, IGN's opinion of top 25 horror movie best ever made.
Okay.
Keep that in mind, guys. So don't scream at me on the comment section telling me it's like, no, you're wrong. It's like, this is their list.
Did anything come out this year? No, Trap. That's it. That was crap. So
the M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a crap.
It's bad.
Like,
it's bad.
When was the last time you saw a good M. Night Shyamalan movie?
It's been a while.
It's nice, right?
Yes.
There hasn't been any good ones other than what? What's his name? Unbreakable? And
Unbreakable and
the sequel. Not Glass. Glass was the one before Glass.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with James McAvoy.
Yes.
Yeah, with the whole 25 personalities. That one was like, oh shit. Other than that, like any other horror movie that saw from M. Night Shyamalan, like The Happening.
Yeah, The Village.
The Village. It was like The Sixth Sense was like cult classic. Signs, for me, that was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, it made me believe, like, fuck, we're not really alone in the universe.
Yep. So, but no, I think nothing came out this year. So this list will probably be.
You know what's funny? There has been quite a few horror movies that came out, but none of them were like.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing good came out this year. So it's like.
So number one, mind you, this could be subjective, and I feel like there's others that are much better deserved for the number one slot. But you tell me, you live longer than me. Number one, The Shining.
Okay.
Would you all be okay with The Shining to be on number one?
Yeah, I think that's actually very good. I'll give that a number one.
Okay.
I like that one.
Number two is The Exorcist.
Damn, that should Exorcist be number one.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, that's a good start.
Number three, the 1960 cult classic Psycho. Norman Bates. That's number three.
I would, depends on what 4 and 5 is, but it is a top 5. I think that's a top 5 because that's what will set up everybody for what we have coming up right now. So
right. Number 4 is the original Halloween, 1978.
Okay.
Halloween.
Yeah, I like that. So far they're doing good. I'm not complaining. But we'll see what they do with the other movies.
Number 5, The Bride of Frankenstein.
The fuck? The hell? You're giving me Exorcist, you're giving me Shining, you're giving me freaking Halloween, and you're giving me freaking Bride of Frankenstein all everywhere? These Halloween movies?
It says Halloween top 2. Like, I don't know. It says best horror movies.
Horror movies. Gee, what the fuck?
It's Halloween. It came out like this list came out on October 31st for Halloween. So these are the best horror movies ever made.
Look, it's not bad. I mean, look, it's an iconic franchise back in the day and stuff like that. But to be in the top 5, you're taking away Freddy Krueger's Dream Warriors out of there. You're taking away Jason. You're taking away freaking, what's it? Evil Dead. Like, you know.
Wait, we'll get to those because there's a lot of movies I'm like, this made it to the list. I feel like others.
It should be a top 25, but not top 5. I would not put that there.
The Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah, no.
All right. Number 6 is actually Alien.
See, that should be top 5.
Oh, okay.
That should be in the top 5.
Ridley Scott's Alien, the first one.
Yes, that should be in the top 5.
Number 7 is Jaws.
What? What the fuck?
Horror.
I mean, if you think about it in the lens of there hasn't been any known shark attacks prior to this movie, and after this movie, now there's like a bunch of shark attacks.
But
I'm not saying that it's the shark's fault that all these shark attacks happen. No, it's the essence of human fear that nobody was way too worried about shark attacks, or nobody really give a shit about sharks at that time.
How is that considered horror? That's like saying, no, let me put Jurassic Park in here because there weren't dinosaurs back in the day, but all of a sudden now, dinosaurs are eating. Like, no, like I don't.
that
one I don't see.
I do not put, as much as I love that cult classic movie, I do not put it as a horror at all. I'd never classified it as a horror.
Because there's no significance of Jaws being a horror character. Like, I don't sit here and go, who are my top favorite horror characters? Well, you know what? Jaws is a very cool character, Let's bring him on a panel right now and talk about him. No, like, I don't do that. Like, it's Jaws. It's a shark.
Yo!
Have supernatural powers or anything like that? No,
it's a big ass shark, bro. It's a big ass shark that just devours everything.
No.
So I mean, it did took long.
Jesus, that's
number 8. I will say this. Number 8, I would never classify it as a horror. I always think about it as a thriller or psychological thriller. Never a horror. So I don't know how this one made it to the list. The Silence of the Lambs.
It is like a thriller. I do think it only give it the horror aspect because you do feel like Hannibal Lecter is like a character for that.
Yeah. Well, Crazy Maniac, of course.
And if you're giving The Shining a part of it, then you obviously have to give Hannibal Lecter the benefit of the doubt. Same thing with Psycho. They weren't really horror characters. They were more like what they did. I can be fine with that, I think. With Hannibal Lecter being on there. I mean, he is scary as shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, but if I had Hannibal Lecter for freaking dinner with me, I don't know if I'm eating regular meat or if I'm eating, one of my exes or something like that. You never know.
I'm not even touching anything.
So yeah, I consider him like a horror type person. So I would put that on there. That's fine.
All right. But I mean, are we classifying this based on the characters or based on the movie itself?
The movie itself, but the character makes the movie. So I mean, for freaking crying out loud, you had Jaws in there. That's a shark that does nothing. It's a shark. Like, so every single shark that's in the water right now, okay, well,
Well, I'm not going into the water now.
So,
well, number 9 is Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2.
Not the first one, the sequel.
Not Army of Darkness.
No, I think Evil Dead 2 is the one that Ash becomes crazy.
Yes.
That he loses his marbles.
So literally, it's for people to understand, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 is exactly the same movie. They just remade it into Evil Dead 2. And then Army of Darkness is the actual supposedly number 2. So they came out with Evil Dead and then they pretty much had to redo it. I think they didn't like how it came out. So I 100% Ash, Evil Dead.
Yeah.
He goes crazy. That the freaking monster under the basement scared the crap out of me.
Oh, hell
yeah. And it also makes you wonder, like, you see the mist going around and just, taking over bodies of people and stuff like that. And the hand going nuts and all that. Yeah, it's up there.
I agree. Number 10 is the 1968 Night of the Living Dead.
Number 10, Night of the Living Dead.
I feel like there's other movies that I see that deserve that spot of number 10.
I would probably put that one in the top 20 because without that one, you wouldn't have all these movies we have now.
Yes.
So as a franchise that gave us what we're having now, yes, I would, but not top 10, probably top 20 around there.
Number 11, Rosemary's Baby.
I've never seen that movie, and I'm still surprised that we have not heard one Freddy Krueger movie yet.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Let me tell you about Rosemary's Baby. The synopsis about it is that Rosemary is giving birth to the Antichrist, but she doesn't know about it, and she's surrounded by who supposedly are neighbors.
Okay.
But they're actually like a satanic cult that they're like, making sure that her birth is like comes out natural, and then the Antichrist is born. And then when she sees her baby, she's like, "What are you done to my baby? What are you done?" And she's like, "That's your baby. What are you talking about? That's the Lord's baby." So it's supposedly they say like, "Oh, the baby looks like a demonic figure or something," and that's why she freaks out. It's a very iconic scene. I wouldn't put it as a best horror movie, if anything, psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
Because,
so they use that a lot before, haven't they?
Yeah.
That type of plot. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had a movie. Wasn't End of Days the same thing like that? Yes. Wasn't the girl pregnant with the Antichrist?
End of Days. And that one freaked me out.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, I think that there's a lot of movies that had that same element that you're just saying right now. So I'm like,
no, that one freaked me out too.
Yeah,
and that was a good movie. So Rosemary Baby, I'm number 11. I feel like others deserve better on that spot than that one. Number 12 is the 1974 The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. See, why was Leatherface not earlier?
I'm surprised that some of the most iconic killers are not higher in that list.
So like that one, the original one, like all people, I like the new ones and all that. The original one was freaky as hell. Like you didn't know what was going on. You kind of started seeing different things. Like he was picking people off one by one. And yeah, that was literally how you found the whole entire family and all that.
Yeah.
So,
and the fact that you know that his name is Leatherface, meaning that his face is made of other people's skin and make it to leather, that's not freaking enough for you. Yeah. Number 13, the 1982 The Thing.
That's one with this guy, right? Russell.
Yeah, Russell. What is it? Russell? Kurt Russell or Russell Crowe?
Kurt Russell. There we go.
Yeah,
I knew it was a Russell somewhere in there.
There's some Russell in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's kind of freaky.
There's some movies right now that you said the thing, and there's some movies that are popping in my head that if I don't hear on the list later on, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe you'll hear about it. They're just too low in the list.
Okay. Well, hopefully.
Number 14 is that same year, 1982, Poltergeist.
Yeah,
that one was actually pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, we made it to the number 15, and we got to one of the people you mentioned, 1984. You want to know which movie came out in that year?
Was it the original Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
Damn,
A Nightmare on Elm Street, number 15.
I don't mind that one. I would rather see Dream Warriors is 100%. The best Freddy movie ever. I think to me that's the most iconic one out there and the most scariest one of them all. But I'm fine with that.
I agree. I feel like Dream Warriors should be up there. I feel like I remember. I think that was my first Freddy Krueger movie, Dream Warriors, because I remember I saw it in a VHS store, and I was with some people and they were telling me like, "Oh yeah, these movies are scary," and like, "Oh, but this one's the best." And they told me that Nightmare on Elm Street, and then they said, "No, but this one, Dream Warriors." Yep. And I asked them like, "What's the synopsis of the whole thing?" And they told me, and I said, "And which one do you think is about Dream Warriors?" But that's like number 3. That's the sequel of all these. I was like, "Oh, okay, fuck it, I'll just watch the movie," because I thought like, "Oh, it's a sequel. It shouldn't be that scary." And if the word says Dream Warriors, that means that they're fighting hand to hand with the guy. So there should be like a little balance. When I saw the movie, it's like, what the fuck am I seeing? Like this took me off by script. Sure. Number 16. Mind you, I haven't seen this list until I mentioned it to you.
Okay.
I just say that because like just in case. Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 movie. I'm right now thinking like, get the fuck out of here. That's not a horror movie. I wouldn't classify that as a horror movie. It's more of a, because again,
no, I mean,
okay, the way I'm classifying as a regular customer,
yeah,
as a casual person that watches horror movies, when I want to see a horror movie, I need to see some elements of scariness. Whatever element you got, if it makes me want to jump or freak out, where I'm like, I want to like hide my heights, then yeah, give it to me.
Instead of Dawn of the Dead, I would replace it with 27 Days.
Or 28 days.
Or 20, yeah, 20 days. There we go.
It's on the list, but it's a lot
But
higher.
I would replace it with that one.
Okay.
You know, because you're having the same aspect, but I think 28 Days was a lot more
Yeah.
of that substance. You know?
28 days, I feel like it was a lot more stronger.
Yeah,
right?
you had a reason of what was going on in the movie. You're like, oh shit! Like if it falls in your eye, like you're gonna turn into a creature. Or, you know,
like you're fucked. You're fucked all around. This is like almost avoidable in any way, and
it's a great movie, but it's not.
No, I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie. It's a great movie. I just feel like I don't see any horror elements as to like if I see like Nightmare on Elm Street or The Exorcist, The Shining, or all the Alien. Like I see the suspense out of it, and I see like, oh my god, the jump scares out of it. But this one was like, okay, yeah, like oh shit, the world's gone south real quick. Like
that's pretty much it.
It's a zombie apocalypse, basically. I don't know if I would classify that as a horror movie as much, and let alone I would not classify this as a top 25 ever made. Like, and I feel like it's too high on that list. Number 17, the 1977 Suspiria.
I've never seen that movie. That's weird.
And there's a remake of it that just recently released, not too long ago. Suspiria.
Suspiria?
Yeah. Because I know, I saw the name, I was like, really? That movie did good? And then when I saw the year, I was like, oh, so that had to be a remake. Damn, it was that bad? It was that horror? Let us know in the comments down below. I don't know. Number 18, let the right one in, the 2008 version. I mean, I didn't even see it, but I figured like I know the whole story.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's a girl vampire.
I don't
like. She kills only the. Like I don't know if that's like.
It's not. It's
again. We're talking about IGN. Don't overload yourself.
I still haven't heard a movie that I think will be a lot better than those two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to be like, wow, IGN, like, I don't know where you're getting. I don't know what writers you have doing this. So, like, did you put all this in a pot and like pick which ones you thought? Like,
You serious?
I feel that's exactly what happened. I feel like they went internally and they named the top 25 horror movies you think it is, right? Yeah. And then they'll grab that and say, oh, this one has been a lot more better. Let's put this one
out. So I'm wondering, like, did you have like a poll of 100 employees from IGN to do this? Because I don't.
Well, the ones I'm gonna mention you are cult classic iconics, and they're a little bit too low on the list.
Okay.
Number 19, An American Werewolf in London.
100%. Should be on the list.
Should be on the list. Should be higher.
Higher, but
higher. Number 20, The Fly.
Yes. Oh my God.
Who the hell wants to see this guy, Jeff Goldberg, like a freaky ass fly?
It's not only that. It's the whole entire fact that we've always talked about, like, oh, what happens if we go into a portal and we transfer to this or do this or different things happen, and like it freaks people out. And like, you know, one little thing like a fly goes into the machine, and
it only takes that one little fly.
You know, and it's you know what's funny, because that was how Ninja Turtles happened, wasn't it? Baxter Stockman, wasn't it a fly that got in?
Yeah, you're right.
So it's
like Kevin Eastman like decided to take like that little role and put it on Baxter.
It could be. That's what I'm saying. Like it's iconic, and bro, seeing how he transforms and like it's
freaky.
It's freaky.
It's like, freaky out all, and the way and his demeanor changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like and when you have a conversation, he's just like.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, duh. So number 20 there, again, should be higher.
Yes.
Number 21 is 28 Days Later.
Okay.
So that's the one where we flip it. 22, and I'm like, it has to be like some guy in IGN like it's obsessed with this. 1931 Dracula.
And they're really going really far back into Dracula.
I wonder if it's based on the ticket sales back then, or no, the black and white and the fact that you have this and it's so scary that's never has ever happening.
Well, how many there's so many Dracula movies out there that are, I think, better than that.
100%. Nosferatu is actually here too, but it's oh my god, 1922. And it's at top 24.
Okay, I mean, I can do that.
Number 23. I feel like this movie alone should be a lot higher and should be in the top 10. And it's thanks to this movie opened up the doors for a lot of movies that we see right now. The Blair Witch Project.
Yes. So many movies have tried to come out with that. Cloverfield.
The Cloverfield franchise.
We did the whole entire one camera shot.
VHS. The whole franchise is like that. And I feel VHS is pretty good in terms of like, holy fuck, what the hell is going on here?
So yeah, that's 100%.
It should be a lot higher though. And then lastly, number 25, Scream.
Okay.
The 1996. So which
Scream should be higher though.
I agree.
So no Friday the 13th.
No.
And I wouldn't even put the one with Jason. I'll put the one with his mom.
Yeah, that one was a lot more scarier than Jason.
Yeah,
because that one felt a lot more believable, especially at the end. That was like the biggest plot twist that nobody even saw.
No Hellraiser.
No, oh shit, you're right.
Like, yes,
I forgot about Hellraiser.
Like, it's not that scary, dude. To see the guy with just the blood and turning back into the human, and obviously getting his bodies ripped up and all that. You don't have that in there.
The Xenobites alone are freaky as it is, bro.
You know, another one that was thought, like, if you're gonna put Dawn of the Dead in there, I would have put Sliver instead of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that one's ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I would have put that over Dawn of the Dead for sure. If you're trying to find something with an aspect like that, a little comedic, but it did have that horror aspect as well in it. Dude, there's so many out there.
There's so many, bro. Chucky,
yeah.
Like, how do you not put Child's Play in this list? I feel like I had such nightmares when I saw the cover of Child's Play.
Yeah.
And that iconic scenes of it, like, nah, bro.
And he would always get you like at a point that you didn't think that was gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like, so you still have that heart. There's a lot.
Well, what about this one? Well, The Grudge to me was pretty. That was a pretty scary movie for me.
The Grudge, The Ring.
The Ring. Like, what other iconic killers that we know that we feel like this should be on that list? I know there's a lot more that we feel like, whoa, they kind of missed this one in the mark.
Yeah, I think they went way too old school.
Yes.
On that list. Because I feel like Dracula should not be on that list.
No.
You could easily put Chucky in there.
Josh shouldn't be there. Josh
should not be in there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they went, I don't know. Maybe they didn't know what they were watching.
And the thing is, like, when I picked this up, I make sure that I read the title.
Mm-hmm.
And it says top 25 horror movies ever made, not like top 25 like old classic movies.
Yeah, we're mentioning like horror movies. Like, we're mentioning the ones that will be out there. Like, we mentioned Friday the 13th, not Jason. We're mentioning the first one with his mom.
Yeah.
We're mentioning, Dream Warriors with Freddy Krueger. So it's like, there's so many out there. I would agree Scream should be on 13 Ghosts is not on their list.
Oh, you're right. 13 Ghosts was pretty freaky shit.
That's another one. Like, how do you not have that movie on there? Like, it's that one. I think they dropped the ball big time.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how you feel about this movie, but Sinister, that was a very freaky movie for me. I don't know if it deserves to be that high. But to be at a modern time and they took a different approach of it, the whole time I was like, yo, what is going on in here?
You're telling me Saw's not on there either?
Oh, that's another one. But I feel like people say Saw is more psychological thriller than anything. Even though I'm like, there are times in which I freaked out.
Yeah, but you had the first one. I mean, you had a movie on there that was psychological also. Like, Saw was still a horror aspect movie,
I feel like there's quite a few movies that should be on this list that never made it to the list.
But
again, what the heck do we know? We're just a bunch of knuckleheads talking about IGN's shitty intakes.
I'm never gonna use IGN for anything ever in my life. So,
but again, it's freaking IGN. What do you want me to say? But I do want to talk about one of these other things that I feel like I've been holding this question for as long as I started the pod, but I never had the right time to ask to anybody. And it's about the Monsterverse.
Okay.
So I had a few questions about you including the Monsterverse. Like, which out of the Monsterverse, the Dark Universe, whichever you want to pick, right? Which movie do you feel like is like the best that passed through test of time?
You're talking between like Godzilla, these type of people? King Kong?
The Monsterverse, I'm
more into like Dracula.
The Universal Monsterverse, like the Draculas, the mummies, the Frankenstein, the werewolves, all those guys.
For sure, the original Mummy.
The Brendan Fraser, my man.
That will still be test of time right now, 100%.
My man.
Van Helsing is another one.
I love Van Helsing.
Van Helsing will be another one I will watch till the test of time right now. Because you got the Dracula and the werewolf.
The only thing was missing was the swamp and the mummy. But other than that, you literally had the three best iconic monsters all in that one movie.
Yeah.
No, Van Helsing 100% is one of the greatest. And the mummy for me is my all-time favorite. Of that
I'll also watch it today. I don't care. And if I go to Universal, the first ride I want to go on is the Mummy.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Why has that ride tested the time of every other ride out there? Jaws closed down. King Kong closed down. The Mummy's still open. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay there because people still relate to it. They didn't update it. They didn't add anything new to it. It freaked you the hell out. It gave you all the aspects that you needed. So yeah, I think Mummy 100%. If you go into Dracula or vampires, I mean, obviously Blade, but we're not going to talk about Blade.
No, Blade, that's more Marvel.
Interview with the Vampire. Brad Pitt. I think that will test the time right now. I can still watch that movie.
Okay. What about the werewolf? Which werewolf do you say like, oh yeah, that one? American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know there's a couple werewolf movies out there. But like I feel like that's the only one that I know is the most iconic to everyone. Like the whole transformation itself is like, hey, you.
Yeah. And I think now with obviously, we're talking about the Monsterverse with the whole entire epic universe opening up in Universal.
Yeah.
That's supposedly the animatronics I heard, I don't know if you heard this one, are so realistic. For the ride, it's going to be insane. Like they're going all like hands down on the animatronics.
I mean, have we not learned anything from Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
Like, are we really doing this?
But it's going to open up things that's happening because it's going to open up to these movies that are going to come out. So,
I'm surprised that they haven't have an option for Five Nights at Freddy's ride or something on Universal because
it's Paramount, I think, or Peacock.
Peacock,
yeah.
Isn't Peacock like associate with Universal?
Yeah, it is.
Or something? Yeah, because
they have the Jimmy Fallon ride.
Because they did the Horror Nights on Halloween there, right? So they have the IP for it, and the sequel's coming next year. I'm surprised that they haven't done anything like a ride or something, especially how iconic that franchise is. Well, it's becoming now a lot more. Like a lot of people are not now like getting into the FNAF. What people don't know is like, bro, when you get into that world, oh my god, bro, you'll be so confused right away. Like you don't even know what's left or right.
Yeah, but I think now with that opening up, I think we're going to start getting those iconic characters, those Monsterverse, coming back in new movies. They were trying to do that with the last movie on Tom Cruise, to bring in Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah, to make its own dark universe.
The Netflix
like
Werewolf.
The whole MCU type, but only on Universal, but it flopped so bad.
Yep, they were supposed to get the werewolf from the Netflix show to be in it as well with the swamp guy. So
wait, there's a werewolf Netflix?
It was black and white. It's a black and white werewolf, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
NANI?
No, I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
what?
There's one on Netflix, yeah. So
I thought you were talking about the one in Marvel.
Is it Marvel the one that has that one?
Yeah, Marvel has A Nighttime with a Werewolf. Werewolf by Day. No, yeah, Werewolf by Day.
Okay, so that's Marvel.
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Okay, so
yeah, that brought the swamp thing in there. Yeah. Yes, that's Marvel.
So so I got confused. I thought that was Universal. I know they were trying to do something with that. I know there was something trying to go on with.
That's the black and white that you were telling me. Okay. Yes, 100%.
Because I know they're trying to do something like that. Like I think they were trying to get the Mummy and try to bring in different aspects.
Oh shit!
To do that.
Okay. And out of those, who do you think will win on a battle royale?
Okay, so Frankenstein is strong, but the thing is that he's all made out of parts, so I think he'll start breaking apart. My thing, honestly, is the werewolf. I think we'll win.
The werewolf?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why the werewolf?
I don't know, because the werewolf is the reason that you can kill Dracula.
Yes.
That's one reason.
Yes.
All right. Or you can kill with a stake. Werewolf when he dies with a silver bullet or when the sun comes out. I mean, there's no moon. So I think he has more of an advantage. If you're adding, I mean, the mummy is just a mummy. I mean, that's not.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like the mummy has an upper hand than any of these because it has the powers of God. Like, it has the power of Anubis with him. Like, he can just, like, the werewolf will come to it and he's just like, vroom, vroom.
Yeah, and throw him out. Yeah.
That's how my perception of it. Like, I wanted to say that werewolf, but I feel like the mummy is way too OP. Like, out of those characters, I mean, mummy and imagine a mummy versus Dracula. Like, who will win that? Because Dracula has.
He can transform also.
He can transform and he has telekinetic powers as well. So who would you go, the devil or the god?
That's true.
That's a tough because werewolf. I see where you're going about it, and but I feel like one of the big disadvantages of werewolf is like he has speed and brute strength. He doesn't have like the other abilities that you know normally. Like, oh yeah, if I'm battling these motherfuckers, like I need that ability.
That's true. I mean, I think Frankenstein for sure is not gonna win. I don't think he has the.
No, he has the strength. He just doesn't have the speed
or the speed or anything like that.
Like it will take the Dracula or the mummy to go like super strict and then just go bite this and he'll just fall apart. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's damn. Now I think about it. Because even if you bring anybody else, like if you bring Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he still needs his serum.
Yeah.
So
the swamp
thing, I don't know.
The creature for the Black Lagoon, you need to be on water.
Yeah.
So you need that advantage.
So I think maybe the mummy could be the one.
Great movie. Brenda Fraser is probably one of my all-time favorite Brenda Fraser movies. That one, the sequel, I don't care what anybody says. Sequel was pretty good for what
sequel was good also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything after that was just garbage.
But no.
We'll just forget about those.
Yeah. That never happened.
But I think I think the mummy can pretty much take out anybody. He can throw a freaking stake at Dracula if he wants to without him knowing. He could throw a silver bullet at the werewolf. So yeah, bringing that up, that is true.
Yeah, what the powers of a god will give you, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. I just hope that Universal uses that as an advantage to bring us those movies back. So
I have mixed feelings about that because I feel like they can never. And you know what? I'll say this. I think the biggest mistake on every studio was that they try to imitate the Marvel's MCU.
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake that everybody did because they saw how successful the Marvel MCU started it. They see how much revenue they're cutting, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can do that. I got the DC lineup. Oh my god, everybody loves Batman and Superman. Why not? Let's bring it over. Oh, we got the Mummy, the Draculas, and whatnot. Why not? Let's bring it all together." And I feel like that's what made the mistake and all the failures that came after that because. See, Marvel started with one movie and let it do its own thing. It's a standalone movie. It doesn't require for you to watch others. And if it does, it gives you like little Easter eggs and cameos. That's how the MCU started. And they didn't took that advantage. And what they did, it was like, oh, let's just like compete. Let's have Justice League released at the same time as Age of Ultron. I'm like,
NANI?
Yeah, that DC messed up, but yeah, that's
and Universal messed up with the Mummy by having Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah,
like I don't know if I feel like that movie alone is like I'm watching another Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, no, that I saw it the other day because I just had anything on, and yeah, it didn't give me the whole mummy vibes or anything like that.
It was more like, oh, this is Tom Cruise doing this because like it's like that on every movie. Like it's just like running all the time.
Yeah, he wasn't going after the mummy or anything like that. He was an explorer trying to find the mummy. He was just some guy trying to get some money out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was more like an Uncharted or Lara Croft mixed with, the mummy or, vice versa. But it wasn't giving you that element that Brendan Fraser gave you that they're searching for a tomb and they're searching for this, and he's an explorer type of thing. So like a Indiana Jones style. So
yeah, I agree. But they messed up. They fumbled the bag on that one, and they fumbled the bag so hard that it's like you can't go back after it. Like you have to wait it out till it dies out, and then make a remake of a remake, and then start fresh. But that's the key. Stand alone.
yeah,
Just make a standalone. If you want to throw some Easter eggs, okay, but don't make sure that you make the movie that it will lead you up to a whole different universe. Like, no, let it do its own thing. And if it's good enough, then explain the lore afterwards, but not.
So if they were to do a MonsterVerse with the Epic Universes opening up next year, if they were doing a MonsterVerse, which one would you want first? You want to start for Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, or Werewolf? Because now you're trying to do what you're trying to do with Iron Man. Like, oh, let's put Iron Man as a focal point and see what happens with that. So now who do you pick as your first?
Subjectively, I would say Dracula. Because that's what started I feel like Dracula is like the first monster ever created in the whole dark universe. So I feel like it's better off to start what started the whole franchise, like Dracula. And then Dracula, it'll be Werewolf or Frankenstein, any of those two, whichever comes out. And then once those two comes out, then add the Mummy as its own standalone thing.
Yep.
And Dr. Jekyll, then the Creature from the Black Lagoon or the Swamp Thing or whatever, like then create its own. But I feel like Dracula should be like the
starting point.
The starting point. Like make a great standalone Dracula within Universal.
Yep.
With its own thing, not leaning us to like, oh, there's gonna be more. Like, no, just give us like that.
Yeah. You could do the same thing. They did Dracula could be your Iron Man. You can even do the Mummy as your Captain America because it started in the back.
Yeah.
And then he got frozen. So you can kind of do it like the Mummy at the end.
That's not a bad point. Yeah, you're right.
Gets
like,
put into a tomb and he's put away. So there you go. You put that away and you show that for a little bit. And then you jump into the next two people.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
And then that's how the MonsterVerse just kind of folds into it. If it starts bringing in money, then you can do a full all four of them type of thing. And then include an extra character, if anything.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So, yeah, that's all you gotta do, Universal Studios. That's all you gotta do, guys. So, but yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about IGN's shitty take list. We already gave our thoughts about it, but I want to hear it from your perspective. Do you guys agree or disagree from the games and the horror movies? Let us know in the comments down below. Moving on. What's going on, everyone? This is Wilson right here. And if you're seeing this part at the end of the episode, guys, don't worry about it. Relax. I just decided to cut the episode in half because it was way too much content that I feel it needs to divide it into two parts, into two episodes. Why not? You want to dedicate one episode on a certain topics and the other one to other topics. So the next episode, we'll be talking about other things. But as always, it's every week with a brand new episode with brand new topics. So guys, remember to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast or awgcpodcast.com where you can check all my latest episodes. But as well, you guys can comment down below and let me hear your thoughts, share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me to cover or you want my guests to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to cover on the next episode, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.